Moving on to question number 14 and 15. Again, once again, I'm going to go to the end of it and look and see what my question asks. Let B represent the cost of a burrito and J the cost of a small glass of juice. It looks like 15 says, solve, show your work. Looks like I'm just trying to figure out what B is and what J is, the cost of a burrito and the cost of a small glass of juice. Okay, the restaurant, the cost for a breakfast burrito and a small glass of juice is $5. Well, that would be 1B and that would be 1J. So it looks like I have B plus J is equal to $5. Let's see if I can eliminate any of my answers here. B plus J, 5. Hey, the first equation is the same on all of them. That doesn't help me any. Okay, cost of 2 burritos, well, 2 burritos, and 3 glasses of juice, 3 juice, is equal to 9. Let's see, 2B, 2J, no. 2B, 3J, 9. There we go, answer choice B. Now for 15, as far as solving goes, let's check our formats. I've got a standard form. I've got a standard form that tells me I'm going to be using elimination. Now, which one do I want to work with? You could use either the B's or the J's. I'm going to use the J's. Multiply the entire top equation times -3. The reason I chose -3, because that will force this to be a -3J, and those will cancel out when I do the elimination step. Distribute -3 times B gives me -3B. -3 times J gives me -3J equals -3 times 5 gives me -15. Let's copy down my next equation. 2B plus 3J is equal to 9. And let's go ahead and add both equations together, the elimination step. Those two will cancel. Gives me -B is equal to -15 plus 9 is -6. Now remember, a negative variable is shorthand for -1 times. So let's divide both sides by -1. And that gives me B is equal to 6. So it looks like the cost of a burrito is $6 a piece. Now let's go ahead and plug that in. It doesn't matter which one, but hey, the top one looks easier. B plus J equals 5. Let's go ahead and plug in the 6. 6 plus J equals 5. No multiplication to do, so let's just subtract 6. Gives me J equals -1. So that would mean that a glass of juice was -$1. Now we got to think about, is this answer reasonable? Well, before I consider that, let's go ahead and make sure I didn't make any mistakes. Let's plug these in and see if it actually works. Let's plug it into the top equation. B is 6 plus -1 is J equals 5. Well, 6 minus 1, 5 equals 5. That one checked out. Let's check the second equation. 2 times 6 plus 3 times -1 is equal to 9. 2 times 6 gives me 12. 3 times -1 is -3 equals 9. And sure enough, 12 minus 3 is 9. That checks out as well. So, well, whenever I'm looking at this, I'm seeing that I did all my math right. A burrito costs $6 and a juice costs -$1. And that really doesn't make any sense. A restaurant would not serve you a glass of juice for -$1, which tells me that this scenario is most likely not possible. What I'm going to write is I'd put not a reasonable answer. And depending on what your teacher's wanting, give a reason for that. In some cases, we might ask you for a sentence or a paragraph to describe why. In that case, you'd say, juice cannot be sold for a negative amount of money. And as long as I can see the work, I'm going to count it right.